Alright, we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. So I think I'm gonna change up what I'm doing actually, off of what I said in my Twitter post. If you saw that, if not, go ahead and follow me. I'll put the link in the description for my Twitter account. Should be Elevate. I might try to change that handle. I think it got assigned because Elevate Security was taken on Twitter. So it's like Elevate Secure It 1 or something. So yeah, maybe that's something I'm going to update in the future. Let me just go ahead and get connected to the Hack the Box network while I talk through this next part here. But yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change it up. We're going to, because I realized that teacher box that I'm doing is a little bit one of the more advanced boxes. And I wanted to, because we have people of all skill level on this channel, I wanted to do a mix of boxes, right? I want to do like some of the more beginner ones as well to help people along, especially late. Well, yeah, a couple minutes, I guess, right? 1 minute late. I think I started at like, what? It was 9 o'clock when I loaded my software up, but by the time I got everything open, maybe it was like 9:01. But yeah, we'll be going this hour here. We're gonna do a different box. So actually, we're gonna come back to the teacher box, but I wanna give a mix of content. So I want to sort of go through some of the more beginner boxes to help people along, and see how I'd go through those, and then we're gonna go back to the teacher box down the line, and some other ones, some intermediate boxes as well. But let's just see how far we can get. Today, we're going to start with some of the more simple boxes. If we get through it and we haven't hit that hour, we'll just fire up another one. No big deal. So let me pull up Hack the Box on my other monitor over here. Let's see. Okay, looks like someone already loaded up the lame box, so we can try that one. That one, I think, was pretty simple. So over here, now that we're connected to the network, let's just see if we can connect to that one. 10-10-10-3. Okay, yep. So we're gonna start that one up. I should have it where I just supply the stuff as like command line arguments instead of prompting me. I can optimize this stuff as time goes on. And yeah, I like the ideas you guys have been giving me on the content that you guys want to see. That really helps because there's so many different routes I can go down. Even within the niche of OSCP, there's so many different things. So the fact you guys helped me out and said you wanted to see more bash scripting type of content, that's good. That's what I'm gonna create in the coming days as well. In addition to like the exploitation type videos that I've been making as well. But definitely for bash scripting is something that should be very useful on the OSCP. And you're going to need at least some degree of it for OSCP, I will say. So, for sure. Oops. So, oh man. Forgot. Gotta do this with sudo here. So it gives us the root shell. Oh man. I'm screwing up today. All right, let's try this again. Okay, cool. So now we got it the way we want it. Let's see if the scan finished. Well. Oh, well, I think we need to run this one as well. We'll try to run this again. It'll recreate it, I think. So it might boot us out of it on the other shell. Let's see. So yeah, just running my scripts here. Yo, what's up, Vikram? We are starting a new box up right now. We're gonna go through some of the other boxes, some of the more beginner boxes on this session here, just to give a good full picture of the stuff, because I've done a lot of Hack the Box stuff to the point that a lot of the stuff I was doing now is like the more advanced ones. So I wanted to show a mixture of like the harder and the easier. But these are boxes that I've honestly haven't done in such a long time. Like I'm talking, I don't know, 2 or 3 years that I don't remember what to do. So it'll kind of be like I'm going at it fresh. And a lot of these things, these are type of boxes that you'll find on the OSCP lab. The exam, they'll probably be a little bit less straightforward. It'll be a little bit more difficult than these ones here, of course. But it's the same concept, right? Okay, so we finished with the short end map scan here. And looks like it found FTP with anonymous FTP. This is why we run the -SC flag for the default scripts. The default scripts is what was able to pick this up here. And as well, we have VSFTPD234. Okay, so if you're not familiar with this piece of software here, we've actually exploited this on some of the videos before, the Metasploitable 2, where I was going through various services, well-known services, and exploiting Metasploitable 2 in as many ways as I could, basically. VSFTPD, specifically version 234, is vulnerable to an RCE code execution, you know. Basically, there's a backdoor put in this one. Some malicious people took over the source code and put a backdoor in. So that's something that we could easily do with Metasploit, but I'm going to try to veer away from the Metasploit way. So let's just see if SearchSploit has anything on that. So SearchSploit is a tool that's going to be your friend, definitely in the OSCP. There's a lot of, you can pretty much use it whenever you want. I don't know for sure that there's an exploit for this in SearchSploit, but there probably is. So when you see this .rb, and especially it says Metasploit, this is a Metasploit module here. But we want to see if... So, okay, I don't want to run any of these. The reason why is these are all denial of service attacks, as you can see here with DOS. So, oops. So, yeah, I don't want to run any kind of... that's counterproductive, right? I don't want to bring the service down. I want to actually get a shell on the system. And out of these, only the Metasploit one does that. If I look online, I might be able to find an exploit, but we're going to have to be careful with the stuff we find online, right? We got to make sure that we're not hacking ourselves, essentially, right? So, just something to keep in mind. We'll look for VSFTPD. Let me turn off this listener because we don't have burp running. 2, 3, 4 exploit, something like that. And yeah, as you see here, this is already purple from when I used this on. Oh, you know, I did actually do this manually. That's right, I did this manually in one of my videos in the past here. Basically, I found this GitHub code here. It was a simple Python script. I just sort of looked over the source code just to make sure that it wasn't hacking myself, right? And it's a pretty straightforward script here. It's just connecting to that backdoor, basically triggering it to connect back. Pretty sure. Let's see. You tell it, yeah. So you tell it the IP address and the port and then the command that you want to send. That's right. So essentially, to exploit this, the first thing we want to do is we want to set up our listener. We'll rename this window NC for Netcat, and we'll listen on. Lately, I've been listening on port 1234, so we'll do that again. And yeah, let's go ahead and pull this down. You know, I honestly might already have this on my system somewhere. I bet you I do, actually, if I go under Metasploitable. Let's check for that real quick, because I might already have it. I think I put it under the Hackbox directory. Yeah, Metasploitable 2. Okay, maybe I didn't, unless I put it in opt, but I kind of doubt that. That's fine. I can just grab it again. So let's go back to what's this, lame? Yeah. So we'll make a directory for exploits. We'll go there, and we'll just do what was it? Like, this is just a simple Python script here. We could just look at the raw version of this, and we can just do a wget on this and grab it that way. Yep, I missed copying the H here. So we should be able to do something like that, and then let's see. This is a Python 2 or 3. I think it's Python 3. Yeah, it's Python 3. This is it up in the top left. But this should give us an error because it says it expects IP port and command, but I just want to verify that it's actually going to run it. So it actually did run it. We just need to give it this syntax here. So the IP address will be like our target IP. Port will be 21. So here, let me clear the screen because there's a lot of stuff on the screen right now. So IP address is going to be 10.10.10.3. This is port 21. That's the port that the FTP service is running on. And for the command, we're going to do a netcat-e. Now, it really depends if the netcat running on our target system supports the -e flag is going to be what determines whether this particular payload works or not. But if it doesn't, then there's some other things we can run, so no big deal there. But this is like the easiest, quickest one. So that's the way I like to attack these things. Like when I'm exploiting something, I try to do the the low-hanging fruit kind of approach, right? I'm going to do the easiest thing first, check for that. If that doesn't work, then I'll go more granular and more time, go into the more time-consuming things, right? But let's start off simple here. So let's wrap this in quotes because there's some spaces in this command. So we're going to do netcat-e, and we're going to say to spawn like bin sh, and we're going to give the our IP address, which it's always changing. So let me look at what it is right now. 10.10.14.2. Yeah, that's new to me. So we'll put that there, 10.10.14.2, and then we're going to give it the port that we're listening on, which is 1234. So it should be as simple as that, but we'll see if that -e is running or not. So we'll follow this prompt first and see if it actually says that it did anything. And meanwhile, we don't see anything here yet. I'll check back on this. So our full scan completed as well. And it looks like nothing new here from the other one. So it's kind of hung up here on attempting to connect back door. I think last time it was pretty relatively quick that it got it. Unless, let's see, maybe it did connect over there and that's why it's hanging. I don't know. I don't think so, but let me just make sure we can still reach the box. Yeah, we can. So maybe we can like retry this. Let's verify a command here. Looks like, yeah, there's the IP port and then command. Now we can try some other payloads, but I don't think that it failed at the payload itself. We probably should have started off by running a simple command, right? Let's do that. Let's just start with a simple like who am I command. Oop, I misspelled that, didn't I? So yeah, normally when you run these type of things, it's best to start off with some kind of test payload here, just to make sure that everything is working properly, and then go into your payload. But I'm kind of skipping some steps with this before, so we'll go back to basics here on this one. Oop. let me go ahead and close this out down here. Or we can actually look at the script a little more. But see, this is the problem when someone else is working on the box too. Sometimes you can have some issues. This kind of stuff happens a lot in an OSCP, by the way. Like an exploit that clearly should work doesn't work, and sometimes you have to revert the box and stuff like that. So that's part of the frustrations of OSCP, I gotta say. But yeah, this is definitely the way that that you can exploit this, because we've done this before on this exact service, this VSFTBD 234. On if you look back to one of the ones where I was hacking common ports, I think I titled it something with FTP in the name. We actually used this specific exploit here, but yeah, there's multiple ways to do this. So we could also show the Metasploit way as well, which that might fail if there's something. This box might need to be restarted, but someone else launched this one to begin with. So we can do another box for now if this doesn't work, because yeah, this is going to be one of the cases to fix this. We're going to need to restart it, but I don't have ownership over this box because someone else is working on it in the OSCP or in the HTB lab. So one thing we'll try real quick before we give up on this one is just go ahead and launch Metasploit. The way I like to do that is msfdb run. Now, learning some Metasploit is definitely of great value to you on the OSCP, because yeah, it's true you can only use it one time, but you only have to hack 5 boxes on the OSCP. So one box you can very much use Metasploit. So this could be the key to getting one box for you. And even beyond the certification, once you're out there on the field, you might very well be using quite a bit of Metasploit. It depends on your company and what tools they have available, and but I will say that I use it on the day-to-day as well. So we can do a search here for VSF TPD, and yeah, then you see it right there right away. Copy this, we'll say use, and then we can look at, oops, not ls, but options, so you can see what the options are. We're going to set our hosts, give it the target there, and then we're gonna set lhost and give our IP address 10.10.14.2, and then when let's see, it defaults on the L port, the port that it connects back to. It'll be like 4444, like 4 4s. So yo, what's up, Muhab? So let's try to run this as is. It should work here. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the support, guys. You guys are the reason that I create this content. And even though I'm going for the OSCP myself, I hope that we can all level up together. Keep watching for the content on this channel. I'm thinking about creating like a Discord group or something once I actually start the OSCP, because I know there's a number of people that are my viewers that are going for this as well. And I thought it'd be cool to create like a little community. Maybe we can hop in and talk hacking or whatever, So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Oh yeah, good to hear, man. Good luck. When is your exam? Okay, nice. Good luck. Yeah, that's right around the corner then. Yeah, hopefully you can get it this year. That'd be pretty nice. Yeah. I'm gonna for sure create a Discord server. I think it would be really good because a lot of people here have like the same goals and stuff. So we can have a little community going on, and we can talk on there as well. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I took the 90-day package as well when I did this last time. But yeah, when I go back, I'll probably do a little bit shorter now that I've had some experience with it. But yeah, 90-day was pretty good. Okay, yeah, let's see. Yeah, there's something going on with the box itself. It would just need to be restarted. That's no big deal. What we'll do, we'll take the next one that no one else has ownership on, so we don't run into this problem again. We'll do the devil box, which I have no clue. I don't remember this box at all. But yeah, we'll go ahead and start this one up, and we'll go ahead and kick off our recon on that, our automated recon, of course. So we will do, let's see. So this will be devil. It's 10, 10, 10, 5. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and launch that. What I'm going to do as well is go here. I'm just going to exit out of all this then. Oop. And this time we'll connect to that one. Yeah, I would definitely recommend to as much as possible try to tackle without Metasploit. If it's like a last resort, then yeah, go for it. But yeah, as much as you can do without Metasploit. The reason I used Metasploit there is I was just testing. That exploit wasn't working because there's something funky going on with that box. I think it just needs to be reset. So I tried this manual exploit over here, which I have used before, even on this exact service, on this exact particular version of this software, and I used this exact exploit in another YouTube video, but it wasn't working. So I was like, well, if the Metasploit one also fails, then yeah, there's definitely something going on with the box. It just needs to be reset. But I didn't have ownership of that box. Someone else was working on it in the Hack the Box lab. So yeah, zero Metasploit. Yeah, for sure. If you can, like, if you don't have to use it, don't use it. You know, that's pretty much what my approach was. Yeah. Metasploit is good, like in the real world, though, for sure. But yeah, there they want you to do the manual way, which honestly is good practice. You know, everyone should know how to do things like the manual way as well, for sure. Yeah, it's good to hear, man. I try to explain things like in a really straightforward manner, because honestly, that was one of the reasons why I created the channel, because when I was learning the stuff, a lot of the videos, like, it really annoyed me. Like, a lot of the videos were just like anonymous pictures in the background, and people just like, they'd be like, they wouldn't talk, you wouldn't see their face at all. They would just open up like a text editor and start typing, in this video we're going to be exploiting this, and they're just talking like, now do this. Is like really annoying. So like, or it was like someone with like a really thick accent where you like couldn't really understand what they were saying. So I wanted to make the content that I would have liked to have, you know. Yeah, I'm familiar with MSF Venom. I used it quite a lot on the OSCP. There's a lot of situations where it's good to use. Pretty much anytime you need to, you actually use it a lot in, it's not just like a buffer overflow scenario. You use it a lot in kind of situations like these where you find an exploit off of the internet, like a manual exploit that you're going to do. So say like this exploit here, say that there was a component of it where it had, yeah, I know, I would shut that down too. I would hate it. I would just shut it down. But yeah, say you had an exploit here where one of the, like, the payload itself was a bunch of like binary type or like hex code, and you wouldn't know, like, and like maybe the exploit, all it did was spawn calculator. Like, that's good for a POC scenario, but what you want to do is you want it to connect back to your system, right? So that's where you would use MSF Venom. I mean, you probably know this, but I'm just kind of explaining for other people that might not know. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you, yeah. So, okay, MSF Venom, you can use it to create your own payloads, basically. Yeah, I think it's okay to use MSF. Okay, someone correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe it's okay to use MSF Venom as much as you want, so long as you don't use the Meterpreter payload, right? Because the Meterpreter payload requires you to use Metasploit. It's like a Metasploit, you know, their payload basically. So yeah, if you just generate the more basic ones, you're good. But yeah, basically, where you should be cautious, especially of running exploits off the internet. I mean, usually, pretty much always, but especially if you just see a bunch of hex and you don't know what that hex is going to do, you always want to just delete that, generate your own payload in MSF Venom, and then plug it into the exploit, right? And stuff like that is a lot of what OSCP teaches you how to do, is like modifying existing exploits. They purposely give you stuff that doesn't work out of the box so that you have to modify it to get it to work. Yeah, I think so too. That's why I really want to create this Discord server. I think it'd be good, in addition to like this video stuff, of course. Yeah, I'm actually not I'm not enrolled in it just yet. I'm kind of waiting for after all the holidays and stuff pass, and then I'll really dive into it. But I wanted to at least be getting some practice in, including you guys in that. Why not? Yeah, but yeah, I'll let you guys know once I do go for it. January, February, shortly after. Yeah. Man, this one is taking a little bit to complete. But, oh wait, it seems down. Why does it seem down? It should be up. Let me check this box really quick. I guess I didn't verify if this was something we could connect to or not. Yeah, so it looks like we can. Let's see if there's a web component to this. Okay, there is. So let's try as a test. We should see that we can connect to this. Okay, yeah, it's open. So something was just going on at the time. Maybe we tried to scan it too fast before the box actually started up. So let's just go ahead and, well, that's gonna recreate everything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run it the old way, you know. So we'll call this nmap here. And we got all the directories we need. Let's go, oops. We'll go into nmap. We're just gonna remove everything in this case. And we'll start by doing the typical scan here. Oops. Dash OA, we'll call it short. Yeah. Oh, really? They're offering a discount. Nice. Bought a new laptop for hacking. Yeah, if you could give us more info on the errors. It's kind of hard just going off that information, but what I would recommend for Kali, by the way, Vikram, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but I don't know how, like, which Kali you got, but if you just went to kali.org, that's where you get the ISO, and then you have to install it all yourself, which takes a long time. It takes long. Not only that, you know, maybe you mess something up, right? The easiest way to do it, the way I normally do it, because it's so much faster, is if you go to Offensive Security, the same company that owns the OSCP, they actually have pre-built Kali images. So you can say Offensive Security, I don't know, Kali image or something like that, right? So then you'll see this here, right? Kali Linux custom image downloads. So what this is like Kali Linux that they already set up for you. They already installed it and set it up for you. So now depending on, just pay attention to this part, right? Depending on whether you're using VMware or VirtualBox. If you're using VirtualBox, you got to click down here and install the VirtualBox one. But yeah, these are good. You get the pre-built image, and everything's already set up. You don't have to install it or any. Well, you don't have to install the operating system from an ISO. It's just a little quicker, but maybe things will be more optimized for you that way. But okay, so that completed. So next thing, we will kick off full scan. -P- for all ports. And okay, here's another case of anonymous FTP. Oh, is this actually, this is a Windows box. Okay. Windows is good. That's one thing I really like about Hack the Box is they have a lot of Windows boxes. And normally that's the issue with CTFs. So most of them are Linux, and it's hard to find Windows ones. And on the OSCP, you definitely encounter a lot of Windows boxes. So it's good to know how to exploit Windows as well as Linux for sure. So this is running IIS, which is like the Microsoft server, like their server basically. Kind of like the Apache for Microsoft, essentially. I believe through 7.5, you can actually deduce what server version it is. I think that means it's Windows 2012. Don't quote me on that. I think. I could be wrong about that, but you can definitely know if it's like a 2012, 2016, server 2016, server 2012, 2008, based off of this IIS HTTPD. We can Google that really fast, probably. This is a kind of recon information that really doesn't seem like much. It seems like, who cares? But no, this stuff actually kind of matters. Because as an attacker, as much information, like enumeration is king, and that's something they try to teach you on OSCP as well. Let's see if I can find like maybe like a Microsoft guide that will say like for this version of HTTPD, it means the operating. Oh, here we go. Yeah, see, okay, here it looks like it'll be 2008 R2. So just based off of, this might not seem like a lot, right? When you just see in the banner something like this. But this actually tells you what version of Windows is running, because we know, what we just saw there, right? So if you see IIS HTTPD 7.5, you actually know that this is a Windows Server 2008. If it would have been like 8.0, then it would be a 2012. And this guide here is kind of dated because, of course, you have stuff like Windows Server 2016 as well. And I think 2020 is the most recent one at this point, but in the future there'll be newer ones, right? More about my background, yeah. Let's see, what do you install VirtualBox? Yeah, Kali is not a day-to-day OS. Yeah, you don't want to run that as a day-to-day. It's not very optimized to do that. Yeah, no one, even attackers, I'm telling you, even attackers don't run Kali as their primary OS, just so you know, yeah. You definitely don't want to do that. Just run Windows or, Mac, whatever you use, and get VirtualBox because, it's like a free thing, Just download VirtualBox. I think for OSCP, though, you need to get VMware because it's like a VM image and you want to use their image just so things work. But yeah, just use it as a VM. The thing about Kali is it's actually not a very, kind of ironically, it's not a very secure OS at all, right? I mean, up until recently, your default account was the root account. Yeah, and because you have all these hacker tools on your system, you could backdoor yourself. You could get exploited. You could get hacked, right? A lot easier than if you were using like a Mac or a Windows machine. So just keep that in mind. That's another reason why I wouldn't use it as my primary OS. So yeah, I would definitely recommend to not do that. But yeah, I'll tell you a bit about my background while we're doing this, while we're kind of, we'll scope around on the site while we do it. So yeah, basically when I went to school, at first I was going for electrical engineering, but it was really random. My freshman year, I randomly got put on the special living floor for people that were in like cybersecurity. This is at Penn State. That's where I went. It was like called security and risk analysis. So it was like some of this like hands-on like cybersecurity, and then some of like the more like risk assessment side. But yeah, I got put on like that special living floor. So I had a bunch of like my roommate, he was into this, like he was majoring in this kind of stuff. I think more on a policy side, but still like cybersecurity. So it got me thinking. I had never thought about that before. I was like, oh, this sounds really interesting. And I was like, well, if I ever change my major, like that's what I would do, because this seems really interesting. Not only that, it's like definitely on the cutting edge. Like I'm seeing it in the news all the time, seeing on, all these attacks that are, being discovered all the time. Even as someone that's outside the space, I'm hearing about it. It's that big of a deal. I can see security being this big thing, certainly something that won't go away in the future, right? Anytime soon. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of interesting. And so eventually, like I waited till like I got to my junior year of college pretty much before I changed my major. Like I literally changed my major my senior year. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. I really don't like electrical engineering. So I ended up switching over to this, and I was always really interested on the more hands-on offensive side. So I wanted to. It's a pretty nice job. Like I love doing this stuff for a living. It's pretty cool. And but yeah, so once I switched over, I was like, yeah, this is the area of security I want to focus on, the offensive side. And I remember I lived in a fraternity house at the time, and I would literally like use Metasploit and like put viruses on USBs. I would hack my computer, like hack my webcam, take pictures of myself. I thought it was like the most elite thing ever, the most elite hacker thing ever. It was like full script kiddie back then. But I would like put viruses on USBs and show my friends like in my fraternity, like put it in their computer and like start controlling their computer remotely, and they're like, whoa, you can do that? Like, no way. I just thought it was like the coolest thing, but it was basically just using like basic Metasploit stuff back then. Yeah, so yeah, I just thought it was like the most elite thing ever back then. But yeah, when I graduated, then I didn't immediately start in security. I actually started off in the IT operations side. Most people that come in, they'll start in IT ops or program or whatever. So, oh, nice. Yeah, so I did like backup and recovery administration. So basically like doing restore, like file restores and troubleshooting backup failures, stuff like that. And then I was able to make a lateral move from there, like within the same company, over to security, because they knew I had like the security degree, and that's what I wanted to do and stuff. So I was able to make that move, like 2 or 3 years after. And so now I've been doing the offensive side, like pen testing and stuff like that, for the last like 5 or 6 years now. But yeah, it's definitely really good, because a lot of the IT ops stuff, honestly, it's kind of like you learn your job, you learn what you need to do, and then there's not much else you can learn. But with the security stuff, there's like always more to learn, which is like really interesting. But yeah, let's see here. Oh, right. One thing, I don't know why I'm just AFKing here. What I need to do is definitely check the FTP service, because there's anonymous FTP, which is something I forgot about. So to do that, we just go with anonymous. And yeah, let's see what's here. That was the page that we saw before, the welcome.png. There's a directory here, ASP.NET Client. Let's check that out. System web. I wish I could tab autocomplete in FTP. It's so annoying. I'm not typing that. think the welcome.png was just this. Yeah, definitely. We should always check the source code, right? That's one thing I learned. But yeah, nothing interesting there. So I'm trying to run that GoBuster against it to see if I can't find anything interesting. Did we finish that full scan? Yeah, we did. We didn't find anything additional to this. You want to learn code? Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm definitely going to be showing you guys a lot more of the bash stuff. That was one nice thing about the IT ops side. I did a lot of like bash scripting and stuff. And it's one of my stronger areas. I could show some of that. I'm also pretty decent with Python as well. Yeah, I can derb as well. Let's see, where is that? I think I can just fire it up like that. HTTP. Something like that, maybe. Oh, right, I gotta give it a word list, of course, yeah. I'm just so used to, like, just using that same word list that I forget that I have to actually specify it a lot of times. Okay, let's see here. User... This is the only thing that I hate about this, is having to click through instead of type this. We'll do medium. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I should have ran, actually. I don't know. Can you give this one file extensions? I know if there's file extension, it will be like a ASP dot, like what is it? ASP or ASPX. That's what we should be looking for. Yeah, we can stop this one then. All right, let's see. I wonder if we can... Yeah, there's not going to be any PHP here, I don't think. Let's see. Let me just stop this and see if I can go back. Okay, here we go. Okay, files or comma separated. So yeah, let's try this, because IIS, like the Microsoft servers, they run ASP. They have ASP files and like ASPX typically. So that should be better. Oh, you know, I guess I should look to see if I can... Oh, you know what? I didn't test something really important. With this anonymous access to FTP here, we should see if we can upload files to that. Because if we can, then, you know, we can go to these pages, it looks like, so that we could trigger our payload and we can just upload a shell, right, and execute the shell. So let's try something like that. If I look at the options, or what is it, help? I think it's what, put, I think. Yeah. So, okay, let's do this really quick. Let's create a file. So we'll call this, test.html. So we go in here and give it a header. I'll say test. All right, so let's try to reconnect. Oh, it did transfer. Okay. So let's see if we can go to that then. Ah, okay, okay. This is interesting. So what we would need, I believe, is a ASP shell. I wonder if Pentas Monkey has it. They might. Reverse shell cheat sheet. Yeah. Yeah, this should be pretty trivial here. We just need to find a shell for this. I don't think they have one. Because I don't think a PHP one will work. We need to use ASP reverse shell. Here's one that I apparently used before. Oh yeah, no, it doesn't bother me. You guys can talk as much as you want. I'm just trying to balance the chat with not AFKing and moving things forward here as well. No, you're not bothering me at all, dude. Yeah, I just need to figure out. Okay, I can try the PHP reverse shell. I don't think that's gonna work because I think it matters what technology is running it, right? I believe so. The ASP, the fact that it's like an ASP, like IIS server, then we need something that could run. Let's see. yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I had in mind. Yeah, like, cause I'm gonna be practicing this anyway. So yeah, we can just level up together. Yeah. But yeah, I think this is definitely like the attack vector here. Like, upload something and execute it. Normally, this would be very simple if this was like a Linux box running a PHP web server, which, like, that's what you see a lot, right? But also on the OSCP, you do see a lot of scenarios where it's a Windows server, right? So this is where, like, I'm gonna be honest, my Windows skill set is definitely low, like below my Linux one right now. So I'm trying to level up that a bit, because these are the situations that it can kind of stump me a little bit here. I just need to figure out how I can leverage this one. Let's see. Also, because it's a Windows server, our payload needs to be a Windows payload. So we could do something like upload a netcat binary onto the system, and then another payload to use that netcat binary to connect back to our listener and get the shell that way. Yeah, that's true. The only gripe that I had with OSCP, and I think this might be kind of improved now that they updated some of it, but although it was half Windows, you couldn't really interact with it like a typical Windows environment because a lot of the Windows boxes on there were so old that they didn't even like have like the modern day PowerShell stuff. It wouldn't work on there because it was too old of a version. So you couldn't do a lot of the PowerShell stuff that I would normally be used to. But yeah, let's see here. Unless anyone else has an idea of this reverse shell here. IIS reverse shell. Well, I don't want to spoil it for myself, but there's something there, right? All of these are that's how you know you're on the right track, when you just Google something like this and literally you see like write-ups for the box that you're trying to do, right? Oops. WLAN0 interface and monitor mode. Well, for monitor mode for a Wi-Fi card, like if you're trying to do like sniff packets, like packet sniffing in the network, local network, you have to have a special Wi-Fi card that supports that. There's certain Wi-Fi NICs that can run in promiscuous mode. I don't know if that's what you're trying to do, but man, this is like locked up. My VM is like frozen on me or something. This is annoying. This will happen every once in a while with my VirtualBox. But well, that's weird. I can type, but I cannot click in the window. Let's see. Let me just switch this out. I'm gonna try and restart this VM, unfortunately. External Wi-Fi adapter. Oh, you put the message above. Okay, yeah, I didn't. Maybe I missed it. Let's see. So you're trying to monitor mode for like what other devices on your network or something? Is that what you're trying to connect with? I know like the only annoying thing with VMs is that it's sometimes kind of finicky with if you're trying to test things on like other networks. But if you're VPN'd in, then it doesn't matter. But I remember that from on the job. Like I had a VM in my last job, but that VM was on a different network than the other stuff that I was testing. So it would have to go through a router and then route it to my specific box of my, not my computer, but of my VM. So it was like, ran into some issues with shells and stuff like that. Yeah, not really a day-to-day system. If he uses if you use it on a VM, I would recommend that. All right, let me just start this up real quick. We only have about like 5 minutes here, but we can hopefully make some progress in this. Let's connect to the Hack the Box network first, and we'll open up that second window to resume on. Which one was it? This one. Okay, so we will launch this again. What's my age? 28. Age range. Oh, age range. No, I think he said age range because a lot of people don't like to say their age. No, I don't really mind. I'm 28. Okay. So let's see. This should still be here. This test. Yeah. Okay. We just need to know. Yeah, yeah, Rob. I figured. Yeah, it's all good. This would be so easy if this was on Linux, but yeah, even these more elementary boxes can be kind of challenging. So it's definitely good review to go back and oh, I'm not showing my screen. Oops. You guys gotta remind me. I'm really bad about that. But yeah, here we go. So pretty much have everything like we had it before. And let's see if we can get IIS reverse shell. It's going to be something like this. There's going to be some kind of shell that we should be able to run on this. This is on 6 though. Oh, like an ASP file, right? Well, I think I looked for this. ASP, yeah, ASP reverse shell should be... That should work too, because I mean, it's going to run these files. So if we can find, this is a collection of web shells. We can even upload a web shell. That works as well. I'm going to try to do things without Metasploit. Let's see. Okay, well. Oh, right. I completely forgot about that. Here's a use case for MSF Venom. I don't even need this GitHub page to do this. I know how to do this. This is one of those things. Like, this is why I wanted to review this stuff, because I'm kind of rusty. I got to admit to you guys. I'm kind of rusty on certain things like this, right? This is really simple. This is actually extremely simple. All we need to do is use MSF Venom to generate an ASP payload, and we just will have it not use the Meterpreter shell. We can have it connect back to us using a more primitive shell, and we set up our listener, and it should be as simple as that. So let me just go ahead and look at what I got for that. So yeah, all we need to do is, well, let's create our exploits directory. Then we go in here, and all we need to do is run MSF Venom -p, and then we gotta tell it the payload. So I can't remember the exact. Actually, I have them written down over here, so that's pretty good. We can do in this case. Was it a 32-bit or a 64-bit box? I don't know. Let's see if our scan might have given us some info on that. Because here's where it matters. It was 32-bit or 64 for our exploit here. If we do nmap dash, I think capital O, it'll try to predict. So we can run that really fast. I think we need to give it, here, we need to give it a port. Oops. Call it port 80. We'll try to have it guess. So, I mean, we definitely know that it's 2008 R2, but, you know, I was hoping this would guess 32 or 64. We can try the 64-bit payload here. We'll just use the non-Meterpreter one. So we'll do Windows shell reverse TCP. I guess this is gonna be the x86. That's fine. We'll do the 32-bit one. Should work. So let me clear out my screen here. So the command I'm gonna run is msf venom-p for payloads, and then this is the payload I'm gonna use. Now, if you don't know what payload you want to use, you can do -l payloads, and it'll list all the payload options that you have. Yeah, you make mistakes and people judge. Exactly, though. That's honestly part of the reason why I wanted to make the live thing, right? Because it's easy to watch people in videos and see them just ripping through a box, and then you get an unrealistic expectation that everyone is able to run through boxes that fast, and then you look at yourself and see that it's taking you forever, and you just feel like there's no way you could be that good. But the reality is that even people that are really good at this stuff, it takes them time to do certain boxes. Some of the boxes they could do pretty fast, but most of the time this stuff takes time, right? But everyone that makes videos, they're making videos after the fact, right? Like after they already hacked the box recently and they have it fresh on their mind. They're just running through it really quickly, right? But when they actually first tackled the boxes, they made mistakes. They went slower. So yeah, I hope this is kind of motivating to you guys as well, because yeah, everyone, it takes more time when you're doing it live, right? Even if I wasn't recording this and I was doing it myself, it's going to take more time than if I already done it and then I made a video on it right away, right? So especially stuff like this, it's like you forget certain things, you review it and you remember, and now next time it'll be more readily available for me. So we're going to give it lhost, and this is where I give it my IP address. Say connect back to my system, 10.10.14.2. Hopefully that didn't change from like 30 minutes ago or an hour ago. L port, can set this to whatever we want. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. I've been doing that one lately. Then F for format, and this is where we're gonna say we want an ASP shell. And -O for the output payload file name. We're gonna call it, or we'll just call it like ASP. We'll just call it shell.asp, something like that. Something simple enough. Oh, I output it to my mmap directory, so I'll just have to move that here in a sec. So one auxiliary module that I really did like, Muhab, in OSCP was the what was it? The SMB version detection, like the SMB auxiliary module. Because for whatever reason, a lot of those SMB tools were not properly detecting the OS. But as you see, there's many ways to potentially detect an OS. So it's not like you have to use it or anything. But for me, like the, what was it? Like the enum for Linux and stuff like that, it was like not detecting it properly. So sometimes I would use that auxiliary module in particular. But other than that, I don't really use too much Metasploit auxiliary stuff. So we have this here. Is the shell.asp. We're gonna move that back, so we just do that. And so now, oh yeah, we actually want to move that into the exploits directory. That's why we created it. So now we got that there. So now let's connect to the FTP. And while I do that, let's start up our Netcat listener on port 1234. After OSCP, yeah, I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. After I get OSCP, I'm definitely gonna want to continue to help people with as far as content. I want to keep helping people with OSCP. I think I could help them even more if I had it, because at the same time, I want to be fully transparent with you guys. I don't have it yet. I'm working towards it, same as a lot of you guys. So I'm not gonna pretend that I have it. You know what I mean? So when I do have it, then, I'll be in a different position. I can help you guys, even more and provide insight into how you can achieve that as well, right? But as far as certifications, I'll probably end up getting some of the other basic ones just to get them down, like CEH or something. Even though CEH is troll as far as the content of it and what you actually learn from it, you don't really learn much. There's one important fact that a lot of people glaze over, and that is the fact that employers regard it highly, right? HR people that know nothing about security, which you might say, oh, well, screw those people. But here's the reality, right? Those HR people that know nothing about security, those are the people that are hiring people in security, right? So if they think it's good, and it's not that difficult of a certification to get, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice to not have that certification. You know what I mean? Yeah, right. I don't care necessarily what other people think of it. I care what employers think of it, right? I care about what the non-security people that are hiring me thinks about it. So if they think it's good, then and it's easy to get, and you may as well get it, right? Just get it really quick and then be done with it. So that's my stance on that. Okay, shell.asp. We're gonna upload that, and we're going to trigger that. Now we're gonna execute it. Shell.asp, and we'll hopefully get a connection back off of this. So we got an error, and it did not connect back. But maybe it is a 64-bit system, so we need to do a little bit further enumeration on this, perhaps. Let's just check that we had everything correct here. So we're listening on 1, 2, 3, 4. And this was our IP, right? Yep. And other than that, it does look good. We can quickly try 64-bit, I believe. Let's see here. I think the way we would do that is you put x64 here. It'll tell me if this is not an actual payload. So we'll just quickly generate this and test this one out. Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is that a lot of the HR people, I don't know what your experience has been, but what my experience has been, and like most people I know, they get reached out to by like recruiters off LinkedIn. Like I know, like when I haven't checked LinkedIn in a while, but like I get a lot of recruiters that will just message me on there, and these are people that are very general HR people, and they don't know anything about security. And these are the people that are like, these are the people that are the headhunters, right? The first people that are bringing people in for interviews, you know, based off of a checklist, right? A lot of the resume stuff as well, I will say this, a lot of the resumes, like when they sift through resumes, companies get thousands and thousands of applicants, like resumes. Like if you post a job online, a lot of times you get so many resumes. They don't actually manually look at what's on your resume. They use automation. So and that automation looks for certain keywords, right? So in our field, the most well-known certifications are the ones that are often, on that list, if you will. So if you have like OSCP, right? That's a well-known one. You have like CEH even. Those are things that people are actually looking for. Even like regardless of how good they are or bad they are, that's like they're like, wow, a certified ethical hacker, right? Like, it sounds good, it sounds really cool, but do you have a CS IT degree? No one really cares at all. No, I don't, because I started off in IT and I only spent like 2 years there, so I never bothered to get any because I just wanted to try to get to security as quick as I could. But yeah, I think okay. Oh, degree. I was thinking certification. Degree. No, security and risk analysis. What is what it was called? Which it was a unique degree program at Penn State. But you got to be kind of careful with those security degrees because there's a lot of fraudulent ones. So you got to do your research. Luckily, this one was like a pretty good degree. And a lot of people that I went to school with ended up getting jobs in IT first, and then a lot of them moved to security then too if they wanted to. But yeah, let's try this one more time before we log off. We can resume this in the next session if we need to. Oops, I typed Cali. I'm like really not paying attention right now. It's like it's kind of bad. All right, let's try this again. Anonymous. This is one thing that's tough about this streaming, the live hacking thing. I am like the worst person in the world at multitasking. Like I'm not like no one's good at multitasking, right? But I'm especially bad at it. So I need to improve at managing the chat and time. I'm just not used to it. That's all. So we're gonna use a put command for shell.asp again. This should overwrite what's there. And lastly, let's make sure that it did, right? Okay, it looks like it did to me. We'll check the time here to make sure. I'm not sure what clock this thing is following, but it's on some different time. But yeah, let's try this again. We got our listener up and running already, so we'll just let's see if we. I'm afraid that it didn't overwrite it. So if we like rename this to shell1.asp, maybe. Oh, I said remove. I'm gonna rename it, so like the move command. Oh, and then and then I deleted it, didn't I? Oh man, that's fine. We'll just quickly generate. I want to try this one more time before we log off, just to make sure, because before we did the 32-bit, this could be a 64, but we'll see. I will say, on the topic of OSCP, I've done this exact exploit on the OSCP on a lab box. I remember it was anonymous FTP that allowed file upload, and you could browse to it in, just through that web server. You could access the file. It was a Windows box, and I actually uploaded a ASP that I generated, payload I generated from NMSF Venom. Had it connect back to my payload, got a shell that way. So just so you know, like, this is why I really love Hack the Box. It's just very similar to the OSCP and stuff like that. So we're gonna call this shell 1. Best cities for cybersecurity jobs. Honestly, now in 2020, I would say you have a lot more, almost anywhere, because you think about it, most of these places are work from home till the foreseeable future. My company said that we won't even be going back to the office. Like, they don't know when, but they said no earlier than April of next year. So a lot of these companies are really open, and they said we'll probably never be required to go back to the office as like a permanent thing, like in the way we were before. It's going to be forever different, and it'll be a lot more work from home, if not full on work from home. And so you probably could get one from anywhere. In fact, the next job that I look for, I'm going to look for fully remote. It's so much more efficient, so much less wasted time in the day when you don't have to commute. Especially, this is the joke that I always made about security. So you took those? Yes, I did. I took it in 2018. Or no, was it? Yeah, 2018 actually. I think so. Yeah. Yeah, it was like Yeah, 2018. Yeah, I had to remember 2018 or 2019. Yeah, it's been a while now since I took it, but yeah, I took it in 2018. But yeah, where was I going with that? Yeah, I'm looking for like a full remote though. Oh yeah, I joke about security that's like literally for security, you go into the office to work remote. Like that's literally how it feels because you're literally driving to the office and then remoting into other systems or remoting into your Kali box that's on like some other, is housed in some other data center or something, right? So it's literally like you go into the office to work remote. So why not just work remote? But yeah. Last thing, we're gonna try this one last time, as I keep saying. Let's do 10, 10, 10, 5. I do anonymous. Oops, I think I mistyped that. And put shell1.asp. And yeah, just to make sure that we didn't have a problem where it didn't overwrite the previous one. Yeah, we're going to have to dig into this error more next time, but we're definitely on the right track here with this. Let's see if we can go back to this other file. Yeah, so the server's still up and running, I think, just fine. We just have to play around with the payload just a little bit, get it working, but I still, I think this is the way in. We're gonna come back to this one on Thursday, same time. And I like having this chat over here. I gotta manage it a little bit better with still moving forward in these. But we did a lot today. Actually, we kind of jumped around, kind of hung out, did some hacking together, worked through some issues together. That was pretty good, I'd say. But yeah, I'm just reading the last of the chat here. Just making sure I don't miss anything before I head out here. Would you mind describing the experience? I created a video Q&A, my experience in Q&A. So if you go watch that video, I talk a lot about my experience with OSCP there. So yeah, I recommend checking that one out. Cybercommand, cool stuff. Nice, yeah. Yeah, but thanks guys for attending. And we'll resume this on Thursday, same time block, 10 to 11 Eastern Standard. And we'll definitely get this one. This one shouldn't be a very difficult box. We'll just play around with the payload a little bit, get it working, and we'll just jump to the next one. We'll see how many we can do during that time slot. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next